Many times in life, you want to go all in, 100% effort, no stone left unturned, going in as deep as you can into something with all that you've got. But what if you have yet to simply cover the surface? That's this series, so far at least. A simple idea of me overanalyzing way too much on topics that could be really easy to think about. So, as we continue on this journey, let's make sure that we know where we're starting. Hi, my name is Zach, and what is it that's really about me? Why am I the way that I am? And what do you guys think about those ways? What questions do you have? Well, let's find out today on Clean's Chats. And of course, before the episode actually begins, I feel there's a few things I should say. There's no real easy way to get about this or make excuses or complaints about the delays. I've heard it all. This episode was supposed to be out 10 months ago. Let's just be honest. It was supposed to be out on 1 year anniversary of Clean's Chats, which is now almost becoming its 2-year anniversary. God. I know you all can't forgive me, and I know I continue to say things that don't happen, but I hope that with this, things can finally be put to rest. Specifically, this episode was one I was thinking a lot about because it was definitely a weird one. The questions I got for this Q&A were very all over the place, so I was very much questioning this episode, and obviously now, with it being 10 months later, it might not be completely up to date, but I still wanted to owe you guys this episode because I think it was important. And I definitely want to continue to involve you guys in these episodes, but maybe not with Q&As, but maybe with you guys suggesting topics or you guys actually appearing on these episodes. It's all stuff for the future, and I wanted to put this in, not to cut it out later. This is kind of just part of the episode and kind of the update on how Clean's Chats is going. I still do really enjoy making these, and once I have the time, I'll grind it out, So, with that, thank you for putting up with everything, and enjoy this episode. The next episode of Clean Chats after this is coming sooner than you think. Question mark? You can't really, no one will really believe you anymore, no matter what you say. Just do it. Just upload it. Okay, fine. I will. But for now, enjoy. Well, hello everybody. My name is Cleanfel, or Zach, as I said in the intro, and welcome back to another episode of Clean's Chats. Oddly enough, this is the shortest break we've had between episodes, yet it's also been kind of a long one. Even that just makes you think, man, I apologize for keeping you guys just again, like I said, there's always a mindset, but look at us back at it again. So that's exciting, and I've got a lot of stuff to catch you guys up on, I guess, which is weird for me to do. I kind of find it interesting. I have all these series on my channels, like MCSG, where I it's like it's just become my vlog to update you guys on what's going on with my life, because God knows I am not active enough on any other social media. But look, I'll get better, and I think once I get all these things out of the way, because I'm always one to just have those other video ideas that just sit there in the corner of my brain and just nag at me, and it's something I really need to work on. So there's that. At least there's a lot of stuff going on, but that's not the point of this episode, to me, to just think about all the weird things going on. Well, I guess in a way it is. Man, my voice was really high for that. Oh, why? What is going on? Me. Dude, I didn't do any vocal warm-ups before this. I don't really do vocal warm-ups before any of these, so I don't really know why I'm talking. Maybe because I'm questioning, but I'm excited for this episode. So this is going to be quite an interesting one. I think this is one I wanted to do, and one I want to say could be a continuation, you know. Whereas I won't do another topic again, kind of, you know. I won't redo a topic, but I will, you know, for the sake of kind of my personal life and what you guys want to know about me, this could always return. So I'm actually quite excited just to see. I haven't really planned this out, which is great, thanks to me, because my brain just kind of works in a lot of different ways. But here's how this should go. Yes. Least organized start of a Clean Chats episode ever. Why do you guys even listen to this? Well, because you guys like it. I mean, I think you do. I think we've definitely got, you know, it's been kind of more normal now, you know. People aren't being like, oh my gosh. But still, a lot of you guys still really like when these episodes come out, and you guys are really excited for them. So I still really do appreciate that. Oddly enough, though, I didn't get that many questions. That is another reason I kind of delayed this. I wanted to be on the anniversary of the Clean Chats, which is a whole nother topic. Holy crap. We've already been going a year. That is insane. Stuff is just flying these days, and you just never know when you got to just keep on trucking and more stuff's going to pop up. But yeah, so I just wanted to make sure I waited enough for questions. A lot of people asked them like really early, but I don't know what I was expecting, really. Was I expecting a lot of questions? I guess I was expecting some, because I know that there are some people who are interested, but end up really asking much. But I still want to make sure for the people that are still looking out and interested enough to reach out to me and get those questions, and I really do appreciate you. So that should be an interesting episode, and again, one I could return to. After that, though, we'll go back. We'll go back to going way deep into topics that don't make any sense. So you guys can, you know, be excited for that. I still have very many that I'm hoping, now that I'm free for a good bit and I'm just kind of cleaning up my act together, getting all things cleaned up, I won't have to worry about it and make these breaks be so long. And hopefully make it more of a monthly thing, which we kind of are doing now. Hopefully we can continue that. Prayers crossed. Fingers crossed. What the? It's late. But it'll be fine. It'll be perfect. This is gonna be awesome. You guys don't even know it. All right. So yes, I have a bunch of questions here that aren't really organized, but I think for me, I'm just gonna go simply kind of go down these lists here. And you guys asked some weird ones, some that won't be here because I can't really bring it up. I'm answering as many as I can. Listen, guys, look, I don't know what you want from me. I'm doing my best, but there are some very good questions. So again, I asked you all to just give me a thought-provoking question, just about me, you know, because I just want to make sure you and we're on the same page here. And I actually gave you guys an example question. So I'll start with the example question, and we'll just go from there, you know, because all these questions are organized. Because I always say, like, I could have a script in my head, but like sometimes as I'm talking and as I'm just on this pace, my brain train of thought can just move, and then something can click and be like, oh yes, let's talk about that. So that's just like how my brain works. So it'll work out. So my example question to you guys was, why do I not curse? Now that was actually kind of a hard question to answer. I just took off my headphones because I realized I don't really need headphones to record these. I don't know why I have them on. Maybe because it's to dampen my voice a little bit. I don't know. On the fly thoughts, as always. So yeah, I definitely think we should start with just my example question. Why do I not curse? Because I think a lot of people know that about me. It's just like a part of my personality, or I guess my trait. But like, if I were to simply come up with an answer, I couldn't. Because the story of me with swearing and just kind of profanity, or just my reputation for being nice and clean and innocent, as apparently some of you guys still have with me, because my name is Clean. But it's not literally because my name is Clean, but like just because of the way that I act. It's just, a lot of people are like, what? Not cursing. And every time I meet new people, sometimes they're like, man, you don't curse. I kind of like that. But here's the thing. I do curse in weird areas. So I'll explain. So again, the story of how I ended up not cursing didn't just become like a switch. I was like, I'm just going to stop doing it. I'm done. Because back in the day, I would curse all the time. My family was very chill on it. They were like, hey, by a very young age already, they were like, hey, cursing's kind of allowed in this household. You don't have to worry about it. Just don't say it anywhere else in public. That would not be good, like school. And we're like, all right, let's go. And yeah, like cursing just became like a pretty easy thing that I just know how to do. But why'd it stop? That's a weird one. I bring this up like again, if you look at my old videos, I curse all the time. But all of a sudden, where are they? And why do I, why am I with another question I have is for myself is when I'm with friends and like, or maybe there a song lyric comes up or a quote, a funny meme quote, and it very clearly has a curse word, and I'm very clearly like intending that I like this thing has a curse word, and I like could say this curse word, and it's a part of this quote or reference it's from. Why don't I just say the curse word? Why do I just not? Why do I not? Like what's going on here? Like it's another like just strange thing. Because my story of how I just stopped cursing is not really one that I made. It's just one that I thought, like, I think back in the day, around, I'd say 2014, I just started meeting people. I was meeting people where they just wouldn't do it. And as you know me, I'm trying to get, that professional stuff going. Or more or less, I'm trying to look cool and professional and what's the word? Trying to look cool in front of the girls, if you know what I'm saying. I think something I just kind of thought to myself is that I don't know if girls like a sailor mouth, I don't know if, and specifically like some people I was interested in just didn't curse. So I always felt it to be a very unprofessional thing, even though I was fine with doing it. So for someone like me, I just slowly made my own personal goal that I just might stop cursing. Just don't really need to say it. Any curse word you have, you can replace with another word that's just as fine. So, that shouldn't be a problem. And it wasn't. And pretty much for, a long time, I just didn't really curse. But that's not entirely true, though. Because I do curse. I actually curse pretty frequently nowadays. But not in social areas. Now this is the weird part. This is the weird part of my story of cursing. Because I realized, as I was growing up, yeah, professional people can still say it. It's cursing, man. It's like stuff you just get out, and it's like it can have funny connotations with it. You can make jokes out of it. I feel like, as I was growing up in that prepubescent teenage, I was like, I got this mindset and I did it. And then years down the line, I'm like, cool. I didn't curse, I don't curse. That's nice. But like, it's not really doing anything anymore. So I'm now stuck because I curse. I've grown to just be like, I can just curse in front of my family. I've been known to just curse in my head and my thoughts, to myself. But I'm still stuck that socially I don't curse. And it's kind of weird for me because I feel like at this point I shouldn't care about cursing anymore, but I still don't do it. And I think, again, it's just because I'm like stuck in this idea and this reputation that I'm just the guy who doesn't curse. And there are moments in my friend groups when I do curse, everyone's like, whoa, what did you just say? Or it's like a big thing, right? And so it's like a rare occurrence. It's like a shiny Pokemon. So I'm just now stuck in this state where I don't really know what to do, because if I were to just change it automatically, which I could, theoretically I could just stop caring socially and and just start cursing all the time, everyone would be like, whoa, this is like, I'm not okay with this, what's going on? Because people are like crazy about change, you know how they are. But I could see myself swearing more and more in front of others, but I don't know. So like I'm essentially saying that I don't care anymore about the look personally of swearing. It definitely is a nice thing to just be able to do, not needing swearing. And I guess it's overall, I think for a lot of people, for me it's like perfect because I just don't get mad very often. It's like I don't even need it, That's just like my thing. But yeah, I'm definitely like looking at, do I really need this filter I have on? And if I get rid of it, how do I slowly integrate cursing with friends and make it acceptable again? And even like maybe streaming live on Twitch or making it or putting them in my YouTube videos again like they were back in 2013. That's just kind of my state of where I am with cursing, which is very weird. But it's an interesting story nonetheless. So I'm hoping that maybe in the future we could see some improvement with that, or just you could just stay the same. I've got no complaints. I don't know about you guys. Ugh. I've got to quickly turn on my nightlight because there we go. Man, is the screen bright? I wish there was a dark mode on Google Docs. That's where I have all my CHATS stuff on. And man, is it bright. All right. So that is my example question. So why do I not curse? It's a long story, but it's an interesting one. So I'm hoping maybe in the future you could see some changes. But I think a lot of people say that they like how I don't curse. I think a lot of it's like an odd thing that people like. So it's an interesting one, and that's cool, to say the least. I've realized I didn't know if this was gonna be a short episode or a long episode. This is still gonna be a long episode because man, I get way too deep and I ramble for a lot. I like to make sure I have all the details. All right, okay. So for the rest of this, all questions here will be asked by you guys. So this should be fun. We've got some great questions in here, such as, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Gosh. Isn't it like 300? Didn't someone actually do it? Didn't game theory also do it? But it depends on what your definition of a lick is, because some people lick really, really tough. I don't have a Tootsie Pop on me, but I'd say it's around 300. I'd say that's how many it's around. So thank you for that. Thank you, Brandon. Should I say who the question is from, or should I leave them anonymous? I don't know. I feel like Brandon wouldn't care. But I think for some I might just leave anonymous, because some are very general, unless they got really specifically asked by someone. Brandon also asked, how many holes are in a straw? Well, if you watched Vsauce's video, you would know it is one hole. Which, even before watching the video, I agree. I agree. The straw is one hole. It's got two ends of one hole. A hole can have multiple ends, but I don't know, the composition of the shape of the crevice, it's just one hole. Started off with some banger questions, so man, it's only uphill from here. Well, we can filter the questions I get like that with some actually interesting ones. So, which is more fun for you, YouTube or Twitch? This is a good one. I think right now Twitch is very, very fun. I'm having a lot of stuff I could do with it, I'm having a lot of interesting ideas. Recently I've had the game list, where it is just, I could just show, everyone could see, everything I've streamed on Twitch and what they could expect to see from my streams. I think there's a lot of just interesting stuff that you could do with Twitch, which is really cool. I still love YouTube though. Right now I'm just in a little bit of limbo on what exactly to do with YouTube. I've got a lot of interesting things. I've got a lot of series ending. I've had a lot of series kind of come and go throughout this past year or two, specifically. We've had this survival game series clearly on its last legs. I've got a lot of I've been doing a lot of just experimentation right now on YouTube, because I'm not 100% sure what to do with it, but I am excited. Hopefully, I think once I clear off my palette of all these just little videos I have to do, I think then I'll be ready to think about what is next for YouTube. And all these videos will probably be, I guess, I always overestimate how long it'll take for me to do these types of videos, like the videos I have on my to-do list, like highlights for certain stuff. I'm like, I can get that out, all these videos out in a couple months. Well, it's gonna be way more. So it'll probably last till around the end of 2021. I'll do a lot of experimentation on the channel, whereas Twitch will just keep grinding on and having a lot of fun. Also, something about Twitch, I can actually get paid on it. Now, I never do this stuff for the money. I do it to have fun, but for the fact that I've been on YouTube for 7 years and Twitch for only 1, and I've already gotten paid on Twitch, says something. So it's definitely more of a incentive to do it on Twitch, but again, I have fun on both of them. I think both in their own ways, because I think YouTube I always like to experiment, whereas Twitch I really like to interact with you guys. I think that's a very big thing I have, so I'm very pleased about my ability to communicate with you guys. How much is a good night's sleep worth? Well, that is an amazing question. I am always one who, I always claim I'm a morning person, and I think I am. I believe I am, because it's like you just said it to be. I'm a morning person. I'm a night person. I always want to believe I am a morning person, yet I stay up way too late, like I am right now. And then I never really actually get up for the morning. But when I do, oh, it's bliss. I love that feeling of just waking up. You know you've refreshed yourself for the day, and it's only like 8 or 9 a.m. And you're like, man, I've got the whole day ahead of me. Whereas you wake up at 1 and it's like, man, really, I'm already here. It's such a weird mental thing, you know, that you don't expect. It's only like a few hours, yet you're like, holy crap, the day's like over. It's not. How much is a good night's sleep worth? Like how many hours? You should get 8. I used to, man, high school was totally bad. Holy crap. I get 3. I get 3 a day for the whole week, and then I die the whole weekend. God, I don't know how I lived through high school with that. Oh man, the days I actually got like 8 hours sleep. Holy crap. I was insane back then. My body was killing itself having to deal with me. But college has been, I've been a lot more a lot more flexible at college. I've been able to actually get sleep, so that's no longer a problem of mine. Now it's all the other stuff like the grades and all these deadlines and oh my god, procrastination. I procrastinated in high school too, but hey, we made it work. Which your series on YouTube is your favorite? Ooh, there's some really good ones. I actually have to probably go to my YouTube to figure out which one works. I mean, obviously, I'm really loving this. I'm really loving Clean Chats. It's been one of my favorites. But I think as far as series that I am really proud of, I think I'm really proud of Diversity 3. I think I put a lot of editing work into that one, more than usual, and I think I had a lot of fun making that. Stranded was kind of a one I didn't expect to have a lot of fun making. I did. It was just a nice short series that worked out pretty well. I think the whole era of 2018 to 2019, whereas Forest Heart and Stranded and Diversity, all these series were really, really fun. Because at the time I didn't think I was doing a lot of editing work, but looking back, I'm like, man, I put a lot of editing time into that. I think SG will always have a special place in my heart, but I don't think it's my favorite. You know, SG is definitely, though, the series of a lifetime. You gotta love this survival game series. What's some like underdogs here? Because I can't really rank the puzzle and parkour map series or the minigame series for Minecraft because it's not really one I can do. I'm liking the shorts, the snapshots. I've been liking making those again recently, so that's been a lot of fun. And then we've had games non-Minecraft related, Outer Wilds, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, 2 of my favorite games ever now these days. So you should definitely check out those series if you haven't. I think, I think, and you know what's interesting is that all these series that I'm mentioning are coming kind of near the later part of my channel's era, which makes me realize I've actually improved a lot on YouTube, and I've improved a lot with making videos that I'm really proud of and really like. I like creating. I feel like a lot of the 2014 era when I was making just SG after SG after SG with all, maybe you could say not 1,000,000% effort in some of them. I'm just glad I'm glad nowadays I'm taking more time into my videos, taking more time into fleshing out, making them the big grand things that they are, like these Among Us highlights that I put a lot of effort into, or other stuff like that. And nowadays with this, my Clean Chats. So there you have it. All right. Oh, it's not the right thing I wanted to do, but it's fine. My earliest memory. My earliest memory is, I believe it was me. I oddly remember a picture of. I oddly remember like a weird glimpse of my parents' bed, and I think I remember my mom writing stuff on the chalkboard, where I was turning, I think, force in. I was like, oh, I don't want to be 4, or something like that. So already I was, man, I'm growing up quick. I'm already 3. I'm gonna be 4. What's going on here? What are some things I remember when I was young? I remember when I was 6. I think I accidentally got my leg stuck on a running treadmill, so that was fun. A fun little rug burn, if you will, a treadmill burn. Holy moly! My earliest memories is not crazy. I mean, not really most of people's earliest memories would be, but it's interesting nonetheless. And it's weird to think about, you know. It's weird to think about how you were there, but you don't remember like anything at all until a certain time when your consciousness just kicks in, or your brain just starts storing these memories. Because after that, you have sprinkles of throughout your life, but you have nothing until you're this certain age. So weird, but it's cool. I like to think I have a good memory, but then again, there's a lot of things I always constantly like forget. But I like to think like overall, and I don't want to say like my memory is good in short-term sense. I like to think that my memory is good long-term, where I can remember just a lot of like things that happened in my life. Because I think overall having great memory long-term is so much more useful, and just nice to reminisce. You can do that a lot easier with a better long-term memory ability. I don't really know what that's called, but trust me on that. What is your favorite color? This is a great question. This gets brought up a lot because it's memed on. That I've said my favorite color is specifically sunset orange. Listen, my favorite color is in general orange, but if you need to find the perfect shade, the one that looks so good, you gotta look for a deep orange, right? Can't look for no yellow orange, no bright orange. Or I'll admit, bright orange is not it. It's the nice orange that you find at the sunrise or sunsets, with just that perfect dark shade, but not too dark where it gets into like a brown territory. Again, that's why I'm telling you, sunset orange is where you look. But I got some other soft spots or other colors. I've got a nice sky blue in there as well. Gotta love sky blue, and I think bright yellow as well is a good one. I think that those are also good colors. That's kind of like my 3. I think orange, blue, yellow. I think as a kid I was always growing up just being fond of those colors. I just remember. So there you have that. How many grapes can fit in a 2007 red Honda Civic? Oh, man. This is what you guys do? Well, first I need to look up what a 2007 red Honda Civic looks like. Okay. That's what it looks like. In this Honda Civic 2007, I would say... trying to think. What's 100? That's 1,000. I'd say around 10,000. Around 10,000. That's probably way off, but I actually don't think that's that bad. Isn't that cool? How we can just kind of do that? We can just kind of imagine a shape of a car and just imagine a grape and then fill it up with our minds. It's kind of cool. even though it's probably way off. But it's kind of like how you guess how many jelly beans are in a jelly bean jar. It's like the same thing. It's a cool ability for us. How can we do that? That's crazy. That's probably way off, but you know what? I'm giving my best, all right? You guys are, this is what you get for asking weird questions. You get answers that might not even work, but hey, it'll be fine. For clean chats, will you ever just have it be your face? So when you're talking about deeper topics, it won't just be a video game playing in the back. That is a great point, all right? These first few episodes have been just video games, which I admit. Something, I guess a reason that initially I was doing that is because even before Clean Chats 1 came out, episode 1, I was already thinking, man, it'd be so cool to have this on, YouTube and podcasts and like Apple Podcasts, Spotify. So I was already thinking about the podcast apps before, it didn't come out until literally the next year, where I actually got them on Apple and Google and Spotify. So here I am thinking way ahead at the beginning when I wasn't even having the first episode out. So I wasn't really focused or thinking about the video aspect. I was just like, oh, I'm thinking they could play this and then just go on their merry day, like how I listen to music albums and stuff. So I'm thinking about the video aspect, and I always I picture podcasts that do use video, and more or less it's just people in a studio just talking into a mic, and they're maybe talking to other people, but I'm not really engaging with the audience. And I think that'd be another thing, because here's what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of staring down around this small area of my desk. I'm not really looking at my camera, because my eyes definitely wander a lot when I think about things, when I formulate sentences and thoughts. I'm a definite wandering of my mind. So it might not be incredibly entertaining to see my face, but maybe it might be nice. So I think face episodes will probably come at some point. Also, I guess it'll be a little easier on my editing, because I have to play another video game just to get it in the freaking recording. Man, I'm crazy, aren't I? So, but yeah, I think you could expect ones. And also, I'd have to get it a good looking setup, or just a good area to film, because man, they have podcasts, people have that to a T. They have the perfect studio, perfect camera angles. So I'd have to do a little bit of work. I don't want anything to be distracting of me, but I can see what I can do in the future. So yeah, you could definitely expect that maybe down the line. Thank you, George, for that one. That was a good one. Let's see. Is it soda or pop or soda pop? Parentheses, it's not cola. I call it soda. But I mean, I never really find myself going to say these words. I never find myself going to say soda. I'll just say specifically what I want, I'll just say I want a Sprite, I want a Dr. Pepper, I want a Coke. I just say the soda I want. But I do say it's I say the soda I want. I don't say it's the pop I want. No, I don't say that. It is soda, but hey, that's what you get for being in the South, all right? I have a lot of weird things about me for being in the South, which is weird. A lot of people never say I have a true Southern accent, which I don't, because it's not technically true. I mean, half my family's Polish. My dad's from Cleveland. My mom's from Jacksonville. So I don't really have I don't even really have actual Southern stuff in my blood. But I have grown up here, so I do get in all their lingo. I say y'all way too much for someone without a southern accent and no cowboy hat to show for it, but I still say it a lot. But yeah, I'm glad to be here. I love Georgia. Georgia's one of my favorite. Oh man, I guess it's biased because I'm here, but other people who don't live here say that, man, Georgia's so pretty and so cool. And I'm, well, man, I'm glad I was born here then. Glad I was born in the right family for the right state, I guess. Let's see. My boy Jacob asks, who? And I respond with that, yes, you are an owl. He also asks, why? And then I say, yep, that's the 25th letter of the alphabet, right before X. No, right before Z, because that's how you do before and after. Man, maybe this is why I do my cleans episodes so late at the night, because my brain is just so dead and empty that I could just grasp at any small topics to drag way out of proportion. Man, I'm really good at that. So thank you for those questions. Not all questions are winners, all right? But most of these are pretty good so far. I'm really liking these, so I'm glad I'm answering them. Although maybe not all of them are about my personality, but hey, I don't know what I was expecting here. I got asked like a million questions by my friend Lewis, and none of them are going to be in the video because all his questions sucked. Or were too inappropriate to put in here. So there you go. There you have that. Okay. So where are we now? I think this is a very cool question. Alina, best friend Lena, asked me, if COVID wasn't a thing, what do you think you'd be doing right now? Now that is a cool question. Everyone's always talking about, what would I do? Man, what would life be like without it? I feel like life actually would be kind of interesting without it. I think a lot of things actually thrived off of the quarantine. Here's something that I think thrived. I think TikTok definitely thrived throughout the quarantine because everyone was at home making their own type of videos. And even with the pandemic kind of over, we're at the end here. We're pretty much done now. People are still making these TikToks in their own homes, and they're still creating their own content from that scale. So I feel like COVID made it really easy for people to just kind of start creating their own stuff at home because they were just bored and nothing to do. Ideas started popping in their minds, and boom. I think TikTok definitely surged, as well as all this new stuff like YouTube Shorts and just the new ways people are sharing stuff online. So I feel like the internet definitely changed. But what specifically I would be doing, I don't think much of my life would actually be different. I still be making all these videos that I've had planned. I think just things that would be changed is I'd probably be able to interact more with, in-person stuff, because I was kind of in the middle of doing work in a community I was in, and I still got to interact with them in that, after kind of the first 2 semesters that were completely online and we got back to college. I was still able to talk to them. So just maybe a little bit of a small bump. I think this was kind of the one question I was thinking about beforehand. All these other questions I don't have any answers for. I didn't want to give myself any thought to prepare myself for answers. I just wanted to be off the dome, if you know what I mean. But specifically, one thing I don't think I would be doing is working at Chick-fil-A, because the main reason I found myself drawn to Chick-fil-A and the food truck that I work at is because there was nothing to do on campus. The semester I got back to school, half the kids weren't even there. They were doing school online still. from their homes, and there was nothing to do on campus. So I found myself getting a part-time job. So I don't think I would have ever got the part-time job at Chick-fil-A if COVID wasn't real. So that's kind of interesting. I think as well, I think, would my grades be better or worse without COVID? I think they'd be kind of similar. I don't think my grades really changed that much from COVID. I definitely think it's weird, right? It's like a lot of people are saying, man, life was really like this, us interacting with so much. I mean, my life is pretty much back to normal, Georgia, and just kind of everything we're all kind of fine now, everyone's got no mask here anymore. So it's interesting while, a lot of the rest of the world's still kind of getting back into it. But no, yeah, for me, it's definitely been an interesting ride. And I think a question I could spin off of this is, do I wish COVID didn't happen at all? Now, you'd obviously want to say yes, because people died, and that is tragic. You don't want any death to befall anyone. But oddly enough, I find it was social. No, that's not the word. I find it was like socially interesting, and I think it might have been important for us to have an experience where we can come together for one thing, We don't really have that much. Now, even though the smoke is kind of settled, we're still kind of fighting at each other because we're crazy. And we all hate each other. No, we love each other, but man, people are wild out there, especially now on the internet. So easy to just yell at people. But I honestly think it wasn't terrible that it happened, so that, we as a society could come together really to tackle a problem like this. It's interesting, isn't it? Right? Like, man, it's really weird. But again, I'm still here thinking, it was still a terrible thing to happen, but it was something that happened nevertheless. And as for me, I was able to survive and had some interesting things occur because of it. So there you go. There you have that. So thank you, Lena, for that question. I think that is a very good, thought-provoking one. Let's see. All right. Get your guys prepared because we got yourself a long one. You're driving down a mountainside alone on a one-lane road and are going fast around a bend despite the fact that there's a lethal drop to your side. Suddenly, you see a car going decently fast with a family, 2 parents, and a child in it in front of you in the road, and you're too close for braking to prevent a collision, and it's clear that this wreck is going to be fatal this close to the edge. Would you draw off the cliff if it meant you'd prevent the collision and save the other family? Holy moly. That is a very long and big question. I still feel like it is just simply would I sacrifice myself for other people? That gets pretty deep. Now, that is a tough one. I think I could find myself pondering those types of questions a lot, right? Those are like, that hits to the soul, right? Would I sacrifice myself, my life, for others? In general, I don't know. I think for friends and family, no hesitation. Now, specifically for this scenario, I don't know. Because, like, look, I just said it. I no hesitation, friends, family. I would do anything to make sure that they're okay and safe, if it meant sacrificing me. But in general, I always like to make sure that I'm making sure I'm taking care of myself. And, what I have to deal with, potentially killing a family. That is tragic. That would affect a lot of people. But oddly enough, I don't know. I found myself being in a tough spot for that one. Everyone's like, man, it's bad when he's actually hesitating on a question like this. Listen. I feel like it's not as simple as just saying, oh, yeah, I'll do it. I think in the end, I definitely think it would be in my best nature to save the family. But that's one I gotta probably think on a lot. And hope that I won't I won't ever have to even deal with a situation like that. I'm hoping that I wouldn't have to. But if I do, man, I guess we'll get there when we get there. Damn. Getting dark. But I guess there specifically someone you just sent a lot of questions relating to these types of moral dilemmas, which are always fun. Another one is, should self-driving cars be programmed to sacrifice the driver or a pedestrian if a collision is about to happen? This one is actually a little easy. You should sacrifice a pedestrian 100%, right? I don't know why, these like moral dilemma questions are kind of tough, but for me, the car ones are easy. Why would I ever get into a car that could potentially hurt me? Why would I ever get into a vehicle that has the ability to kill me, the person who bought the vehicle and intends to ride in it? That makes no sense to me. To me, the driver is 100% priority. It's just that. If there's a self-driving car that is stating that, hey, not 100% of the time you'll live driving this thing, I'm not buying that. I'm not driving in that. I am not doing that. Even if it's like, 99%, I'm good. I think I'm all right. And I don't know how other people would think about that. I feel like most would also say, yeah, I'm not doing that. Which is why I feel like my thought process where I am is, for the first question, if I had to sacrifice, I'm in the end, I'm still looking after myself and making sure that I'm okay. Because I still want to live a fulfilling life. Now, would that fulfillment be ruined if I had to murder a family? No, maybe, but it's something, got to dwell on. But for the self-driving car one, always be programmed to protect the driver. That is the point of a car. That is the point of cars are being built nowadays to have so many safety features to keep you from getting hurt, because we know cars are dangerous. So why should we start making self-driving cars with the intent to no longer completely protect a passenger? That's my thought on that one. All right, that should be all the moral, existential questions out of the way. So that is fun, at least. But we've got some more interesting ones. So let's see. Best and worst memories. Now, that is a great one. I feel like best memories are a lot of things I could find myself, like the time I went to Houston and competed in the robotics world competition. That was amazing. the time I broadcast announced a football game that was the championship of our high school my senior year, and for like 5,000 people. That was amazing. Time I got my first kiss, that was pretty amazing as well on its own right. Time I went to PAX many times and met many, many amazing people. That was awesome. The time I gained like 100 subs in one day because I got like shouted out everywhere. Or, even like smaller ones, like the time, look, there was a raffle, right? Like 1,000 students, and and I got picked. Like, how do you, like? And I was like in third grade, like the joy on my face when I was in third grade and I got picked out of 1,000 kids to get like a special cupcake. Oh my goodness, you bet that's a core memory right there. But yeah, there's I feel like there's always more I could just like keep bringing out of my head and saying, man, that was really good. It was a really good time. So, I could leave it at just those memories, and I could always, go more in depth later on. But there's always some really good ones. And I already know I'm blanking on some, so there you have it. Weird, isn't it? Worst memory though. That is more tough. I never like to say I have a, bad time. There's always some interesting ones. I guess you guys know I've had, relationships in the past, and yes, even though it's like cliche, but that initial like first breakup was pretty bad, and especially because it was near the time I was going to my freshman year of high school, which is not a good time to start and being completely your emotions going out of whack, but it worked out in the end. I mean, yeah, because that was when I started broadcasting. That's pretty much what just distracted me, and it was pretty awesome. That's why pretty much all of broadcasting is like my best memories. Man, there's just nothing better. Friday Night Lights, high school, fall season, football on a Friday when the school was done, the day was done, and I got to change clothes into my broadcasting gear and hang out with all my friends, and just do a fun cast together. Man, I don't know. To me, every Friday was so much fun. Just every time, I was just like, yes, let's go. It's Friday. Oh, man, that stuff is so fun, so good. I guess worst memory is also like the time I almost died. I mean, I talked about my fourth Clean Chats episode, though. If you want to just look at that one and see how I almost died in a fish bowl. All right. I think those are some good answers there. But yeah, and I think there's always so many more memories I could bring up because, again, the mind is just full of so many things. And I've done so many things already. So don't expect that question to always be over. Have a simply best and worst memory because there's so many great ones out there. So many great ones. And I know I'm missing some, so don't you worry. If you're watching this and you're like, man, you didn't get that memory where I was there or that thing happened. Oh, it's there. I just got to bring it out. Don't you worry. All right. Let's see. If you could merge any video game with reality, what would it be and why? And how do you think it'd affect the world? Now that is a weird one, but I like it. What video game would I merge? I don't really know. That's kind of an interesting one. I'd do one that wouldn't, disrupt, life. I don't want to like disrupt, like like governments. I don't want to destroy society. All right. I don't want to do any of those fallouts. I don't want to do freaking zombies. All right. I don't want to destroy the world. I just want to do something like fun. Pokemon is one that comes to mind because I feel like Pokemon could be like really fun. Like, you could build, you couldn't really, mess society up that much with Pokemon being at it. Like Detective Pikachu, that was a pretty interesting world with all the Pokemon around. That was kind of cool. Let me think. I think I might think on this as I finish the rest of these questions. Just think of video games that would work. But I think I'll definitely keep thinking. But I think, I don't want to mess up society much. So it would be kind of a small game. A game that can maybe just a little tweak here and there. And it would just be like, oh, that's a cool part of, fun part of life. Should Lena give up server owner? Look, I'm getting into the questions that not everyone's going to get. Not everyone's going to understand what that means. Lena's fine. I think maybe I should get it back. No, I'm just kidding. It'll be fine. She just needs to get on Discord more. Speaking of Discord, my favorite Monkey Neck memory. Okay, so if you guys don't know what Monkey Neck is, it's a group I'm in. It's a friend group I'm in. Favorite Monkey Neck memory? Now that's a good one. So again, even if you have best and worst memory in general, you can always get more specific and more minute about, well, what about your memory that was specifically with during this time period or with these group of people? You can always get deeper and deeper, which is why probably for the next week I'll just start thinking of great memories I've had, and it'll be really nice and nostalgic, and I'll be really nice. So you can have fun with that when that happens. With my mind and my brain's all, oh yay. Okay. Man, my voice is getting hoarse. I bet you guys could tell if you're watching this. It's slowly getting more and more like, oh. Okay. There's some really good ones. Specifically, when Tristan made Adopt a Ink Sack. When we first played, Jackbox, like the first few times, and we first discovered all the games, like push the button, like, man, those nights were great. And obviously you have the UHCs; those are super fun, especially the one where I fell off the hill and swear at the top of my lungs and quit the game. See, I do swear, guys. Just very rarely, and when big events happen, like when you have a gapple and then you fall off the mountain and die with it before you eat it. And not just a gapple, a god apple. People are like, what are you talking about? Oh, we're playing Minecraft, all right? Oh man, I have so many Minecraft like awesome memories as well. I just don't have enough time to fill up the runtime of this video. I don't want to get it too long. But there's so many good ones. All right, you can DM me a bunch of stuff later if you guys want to get like more minute and detailed about all this stuff. All right. But again, for Monkey Neck, we got obviously I did my 365 skins for the day, like on the original server. That was really fun. And just all my houses on every single Minecraft server we'd have would just be stupid. Constructing the Monkey Neck family tree, because literally everyone on that server would just date each other. That was fun to make. Again, I'm missing some from there as well. And I think for a lot of these, I guess specifically the memory questions where I have to think back, I'm going to end the recording and the episode, and then I'll have a euphoric moment like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed that one. Look, it is really late. I'm trying to think my best, but that I have a lot of good ones, memories and stuff. So All right? Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, all right? It's just late. I don't know what you guys want from me. But listen, I love all the groups of friends that I'm in. I think just like making this more broad. You guys are all amazing, and I still think about pretty much all of you on a day-to-day basis. So you can keep that in mind if you're watching this. If you're from a specific group of friends that I'm a part of. If you're not, hey, how you doing? Send me a DM. We could get, we could have a nice chat if that's what you want. I think just overall, each group is really awesome, and I have a lot of memories in each of them. Yeah, I'll come back to that as well if anything comes up as I finish up these questions. All right. Oh, this question says, "What do you think is the Sparkle's meaning of life?" It's a lot of stuff, but I think in the end, it's doing what you love and having fun with it. That's such a dumb answer, but hey, at this point, I think you guys know how I feel about life. I mean, heck, I'm making all these episodes about it. So if you don't know what my meaning is with all this stuff put together, then I don't know what to tell you, man. I think I'm still trying to think of that video game question, which I think at this point I'm what else am I leaning towards? I just had a thought. Oh, if I said Call of Duty, it kind of still be the same. Like we was still fighting in wars and stuff. Interesting. Oh man. I don't know. I think just video games that just allow people to think about life more or less. Just allow people to slow down every now and again, which I don't really know what games those are, but they'd be kind of cool. Or maybe just games that give us more power in life, Like superpowers. Oh, do I have to open up Steam now as well so I can go through my games list and think about games that I'd have to... Oh my gosh, you guys are asking too much of me these days. I mean, Cyberpunk could be what our actual future is, so you never know what to expect with that. I feel like a lot of games I'd like to have be somewhat real, just because I don't know, man. When you think about all the genres and fiction that gaming and other just shows in general can create, man, why are we so boring? Why is our thing so boring? Why don't we have anything cool? Why don't we have any supernatural stuff? Why don't we have any wizardry or superheroes or strange creatures or aliens? Like what's going on here? Oh, damn. Looks like we gotta wait like 100 years for that to happen, I guess. Stardew Valley, yes, that's what I'd want. Oh yeah, there you go. Final answer: Stardew Valley, Pokemon, and of course Lego Worlds. That's my third game. We'd all be Lego. All right. I decided that I'd end it off. I'd leave this question to last. I think this is a good one. And this asks, at what point did you realize that you were getting older? And man, that's tough, isn't it? Right? At what point did I realize it? I don't know. I don't even know when I realized. I think it's the year I realized, or not really the year, just the time I realized that these end of the year tweets meant something. Because I made these remember the classic end of the year tweets I made just to recap it, because I like recapping things. I learned this about myself from creating journals throughout the year, or meme pictures or collages for a certain month of the year, or creating a skin for every day of the year. That's classic 2015. But when I realized that these end of the year tweets actually meant something, because I'm not getting that year back, that those memories are history. When I realized that I could actually send more powerful messages, I realized stuff is changing constantly, and that my time here is finite. Definitely before CHATS, and definitely at least before 2018, because man, I got really deep in those times period. I think when I graduated high school, I think that was definitely a big time, because I was having so much fun in the moment, broadcasting with friends and doing robotics and hanging out with friends, after school, and math, doing stupid math problems because we had nothing else to do, because we're high schoolers. That was our life. Our life and our job title and our personality was being a high schooler. But now when you were done, you could be whatever you wanted, and that was scary. And I realized I had to savor my time left with my friends before they went off to do and become their own people. And that was scary, because who knows when I could ever actually meet them again. It turned out I was able to meet them semi-frequently, so it worked out in the end. But still, man, it was a scary time. I guess that summer of 2018 was really something that hit it all for me, when I realized I had to, wrap up everything I've done so far, get it in a neat box so I can ready to kick it off and go on some amazing adventures in my college life. And then now that I'm even getting near the end of college, I'm going through another stage of man, it just keeps going, This whole thing of getting older has stages where it's like I go through so many stages of life that we've set up for ourselves: high school, college, and going to a career. It's just like you don't just have one point where you realize you get older. You have several, and it keeps going, even when you're getting to your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, 70s. So for me, it's a non-stop process of always remembering, hey, we're not always going to be here, but we're going to have some fun, and we're going to make a name for ourselves, where we are going to be, in the end, what we wanted to be. And I think about when, my personality, and kind of the whole point of this AMA, where I wanted you guys to have the impression of me, in that, what did I accomplish, and what did I leave behind, and what did I create for you guys while I was here? And did you guys like it? I think that's so important, to make sure you communicate and you have some amazing relationships. You leave impressions on people. I think there's constantly going to be new things that I could find myself trying to impress on with others, but as it goes, I don't got all the time in the world, but I've got a lot. What impact could I leave on others? How will people remember me? What would people associate with me? What impressions do I give off of others? And I always remember this time period this time where in 4th grade we were creating personality bookmarks, right? So we were given a whole word bank of adjectives, right? And everyone in class had to, throughout the day, go around to everyone's cubby in our class and put down an adjective that best represented them and best described them and best suited who they were and what impression they gave you. And I was like, we went crazy. Well, I didn't go crazy. I was like, it was It was crazy that when I looked at the words that I was given, literally over 50%, it was like 14 out of, it was like 14 out of 20 something of the words were the same word. It was energetic. And that's when I realized that's the impression I was leaving on people. I was leaving this impression of being energetic for others, for being full of energy, full of life, full of pump. And that's when I realized that's what I was going to bring to the table. That's the impression I was leaving on others as I was going through life. And I didn't want that to stop. I wanted to continue to bring that energy, bring that pumpness, and, create a time that you might never forget. And, we go through that. And that's why I continue being the way I am, so that you guys can have the impressions of who I was and who I will be as I continue to bring the house of energy. Not literally of electricity, but I'm going to pump up the jam, pump it up as... Who said that? Was that the Black Eyed Peas? Oh my gosh, I don't remember. All I know is that I love the Black Eyed Peas, that's for sure. But that's when I make sure that no matter how many points in my life I'll look back and think, oh man, I get old, which I pretty much, because of the end of year tweet that happens every year, I make sure that each year is the best it can be and brings all the energy that I can bring. All the energy that's on the table, I'm pushing it out there. So maybe at the end of the day, that, getting older won't be such a bad thing. It'll just be me putting more and more energy out for you guys to create more lasting impressions and great experiences and memories for you guys. So with that, thank you for having a great impression on me. Because without you, I wouldn't be me. And that's the facts. So thank you, everybody, so much for a long Clean Chats, but a fun one. I appreciate you guys and all the questions you had. And I hope that in the future, we have more of these and ask more questions. So, keep your thinking caps on as we go through. And, stay amazing. And, stay awesome at being you to leave your impressions on me. Because it works both ways here. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to leave a like down below and check out the other episodes of Clean Chats, as well as supporting me. And if you want to send me a message about any specific questions, you can go ahead and do that. For now, though, thank you guys so much for being here, and stay awesome and have a great one. And my name has been Cleanfel Zach. I shall see you guys in the next episode. For now, take care and peace out.